right. Hey, everybody. For those of you that are going to be joining on the replay, since I can clearly see as we just got this live started, there's not too many people on here. So for those of you, this will be informative for you that we're gonna talk about the stuff that nobody talks about, right? So this live, if it caught your attention, it clearly says, how to make, 4,000 per week. Okay. Now, the answer is actually more simple than you realize. And what I want to do is I want to take you on a journey. I want to take you back, and I want to show you exactly the way that I did it. Okay. There's things that are new and modern now. We all hire upon a high level, and you're going to see just how about that played into it. But I first want to just have you watch this video to wrap your head around things, a concept that I feel that most of you are missing. You're missing. The kind of the thing that gets pushed online. Everybody is okay. Just go set up Facebook ads for a client. Go set up Facebook ads for a client and become a millionaire, right? Go set up Facebook ads for a client. And by all means, seriously, look around. Look around. And, really how many are succeeding? To be frank with you, you know what I mean? If you go back and look at all the people that went through all those Facebook ad courses that whole time, I want to name all the gurus, but you know what I mean? I'll put out Dan Henry out there. He had a great program, and any of you guys get a chance to do it, I would recommend. He doesn't even have it around anymore, but I'm just saying, I just want you to think about all that stuff. And, when I started with a small group, all of a sudden, they take off. So what I want to kind of get you to start thinking about is management of their online presence. Okay. People's online presence. The reason that, I can, go charge, which I'm going to show you how to do this. The number is 2,500. While everyone else is charging 1,000, I was charging 2,500. So I'm going to go and show you this, but I want to take you on a journey, but I want you to wrap your head around it that, it's really about online presence management. That's really the secret. That's the key. And what does that mean? It means getting everything. Okay. Small business owners, they didn't start their business to be a digital marketer. Okay. They didn't go to school to become a lawyer so that they could go after that and go learn to be a marketer. Now, the ones that are naturally inclined and good marketers usually grow a pretty large lawyer practice, accounting practice, you name it. Those business owners that figure out wait a minute, it's really not me about doing the work. It's about how much work I can bring in. And that's really kind of, the click that goes on. And so, that doesn't go on with a lot. And that's really where you come in. No longer is traditional business going to operate the way it did, where, hey, go and set up a store on a main road and people are just going to come in. Bear with me one moment. My Skype is going crazy and I just need to turn it off. Give me 1 second. I'll be right with you. Let me block it out. I'm just going to put it on. Boom. Okay. Invisible. Actually, I got to put it on Do Not Disturb. There we go. All right. So anyways, long story short, we're having a fantastic day. Just to give you a little quick insight. I mean, I think we're at 8 booked calls for today. Let me just see this. I wish I could show you all this stuff, but there's some personal information in here. But we've got, let me see, look at, this is just going crazy. 1, 2. I guess I could show you. Why not? Screw it, right? Let's show you. Just so you can see where my attention is for a little bit. All right. Let me see. Can I do this? And we'll share screen. I'll just do it real quick. You guys can all see what the hell goes on in here. It's pretty crazy. Let me so this is what's going on. Boom. And so literally like boom. Booked. Keep going. You know, it was just crazy. Got blowing up like nuts, you know? So anyways, I just want to kind of, so anyways, let's get back to the story. Okay. The overall thing that I want you to take from this live, this video, whatever it is, the overall concept is I want you to start thinking about online presence management. Okay. So like the total online presence management. Okay. And, you know, not some singularity thing. Because when you get it all, that's where it's going to be real easy to hit these numbers. So let's go back in time and go for a little tour. I broke open my old files for you to see. So let me go ahead and share this screen with you. And bear with me, we might have to do the loop of death, right? The loop of death. Whoa. Okay. So what I did is I went back into my old Dropbox, which I don't use. You can kind of see where this all got dated, right? 2016. And what I want you to point out is one of the things that I did, for those of you who don't know my story, hold on a minute. Let me just get you up to speed real quickly on my story. You know, I ventured into this digital agency entrepreneur world, and all I wanted was $3,000 a month, right? So venturing back, let's go back to 2013, 2014. You know, that was a significant number back then. I know it seems like marginal now, but it may not. If you actually put it in perspective, that's $750 a week, right? Which, you know, do the math out, you know, it's a little bit over, you know, $15 an hour. So whatever the exact math is divided by 40 was $18 an hour, $20 an hour. Back then, that's, we're going on what, 7, 8 years ago. And that's actually a lot. And it was difficult because, you know, coming out of college, you know, even when I came out, like, you know, to get a, you know, $45,000 year job, $50,000 year job, like they just wasn't out there. It just was weird. So I made a deal. I said, look, I'll go and help all these small business owners. I have a lot of small business experience, which I'm going to show you in just a minute. A lot more than you probably don't know. Those of you who are new to me. Okay. I'm not your typical guru who went online and sold a course and made a lot of money and then stood in front of, you know, Lamborghinis and stuff like that. You're going to actually see I've made millions traditional way. Okay. And I'll show you that. So just bear with me a couple minutes. We go through the story. But that's what I wanted to do. I just wanted to make $3,000 a month because I knew that I didn't have to actually work 40 hours a week. I knew that I'd be able to, at the time, you know, I had my daughter with me and I wanted to spend time with her. Okay. So in my mind, I broke it down as all I needed to do was set up a small package, which I knew that people would agree to. I set it up for $299 a month. And then I needed 10 clients. So let's go on that journey. Let's go take a look. All right, so here it is. So this is where I was. This was my folder from way back then. And, you know, you'll be able to, wait a minute, I just lost my screen. Where are you guys? Here we are. I got to be able to make sure I can see you all. Cool. Live. Thanks, everybody, for joining. And so what I wanted to show you real quickly was this, the packages, right? So I originally went in here and let's just pass on this one for a minute. Okay. We'll just skip that for a second. And what I want you to see was this is it right here. Online presence, the hands-free management package, where these small business owners, they knew that they had to be online. They knew they had to be there. And so if you look at this stuff, it didn't really like require any super skills. It was, I would set up their profiles. That's it. Then I would give 9 posts a week, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn. And all I was doing was using a social posting So the one that I was using just back then, just so you guys can see, was Hootsuite. So this is what I was using. I was using Hootsuite right here. And so now, going in here and it just curates and all that stuff. We'll get into that later. I don't really need to get into it, but I was supposed to update the blog, right? Update the blog. I would update one landing page for optimization, and I would send out one newsletter to their lead list per month. Okay. Back in the day, it was all about Google Analytics, Google. So I would manage their Google Analytics called 1 month report. This was set up on automation. You literally can just go set it up on automation, but it looks like a lot. And they can actually see like, oh, wow, like, hey, like you're posting on the website. And then they can actually see, like, I did this on purpose, because they'd be like, oh, I'm making an impact. They could actually see, even though they think like, oh, I'm getting a Google Analytics, it was more about me. Okay. And then I would make all edits to website and social media accounts on a request basis. They could request, hey, you want to make this edit? No problem. And so this $2.99 a month was, again, there's no skill set here. There's seriously no skill set here. It's not professional ads. It's nothing. It's making a post. It's not that hard. Curated content by, PLR. And so, and even once I started getting scale here, I actually hired a kid to come in for $10 an hour from college. And he was actually the one doing this. He would be responsible for this. Okay. And so this is all I did. And I would sign them up. And then of course, like, I started finding people that had a shitty website. And I'm like, dude, like, we're driving all these people to your website and it's shitty, right? It's shitty. So I would tell them, like, just why don't you go make one? And so then next thing came around was I had a website package. So they would get a 5P website. I made a little logo. That was easy. All of this stuff is just plugins. Google Analytics, this looks fancy. It's not. It's not fancy at all. A free professional Facebook and Twitter header. This is like not even that difficult. Like, all you've got to do is just go over here, go to Theme Forest, right? So you go to Theme Forest. If you go here, which is called Graphic River, you can just come here and you can just go like Facebook cover, and like they're all here, and you could buy like this. I used to buy like 15 at a time. Here's one right here for 50. For $6 you get 50 pre-built ones. Like, they're already done and they're professional. I have zero design skills. Okay, I have zero design skills, but yet I could download these and put in their name, their image, the fonts were already taken, everything was taken care of. That's what I did right here. Here's another one. I bought all these. And so it looks like a huge package. And then boom, okay, Google Places lists of Google My Business. Real hard, it's free. Real hard, it's free. And over here, I had like WordPress training shit. But hopefully you can all see this right now. Okay, so $2.99 a month. Very, very simple. So let's come back here. So how do you get to $4,000 a week, right? The simple answer is get to 400 a week first. Okay. In our case, I said $2.99, right? So $2.99, get to 400 a week. And right now you're probably like, oh my God, that's so much work. That's so much something. No, it's not. It's not setting up complicated ads. It's not setting up complicated funnels. It's not setting up CRM. It's not even setting up high level. It's not setting up any of the bullshit. But this is stuff that people need online. They start getting out there. And here's the thing about it. $2.99, even if I didn't bring them a damn client, they're like, okay, well, this is still good. My face is out there. They didn't care. You start charging like, when you go after somebody for $1,000, $1,500, like if you're not bringing the results, you're gone. You're gone. And so I started doing this, $2.99. Next thing you know, I get another customer. So now I'm like, okay, let's do a little advertising. And one of the customers I got introduced me to a magazine. So I'm going to show you something, right? There's a little light that clicks on over here in just a minute. Watch this. You're going to see something pretty cool. And so from here, let's go back. And so now one of the things that I started doing is advertising. So this became one of my little ads that I stuck in this newspaper, like a local newspaper. Like, do you guys know, like when you go to the food market, the shopping center to get food, there's all those free magazines that people walk out and they grab. Well, this guy had this magazine, and because I went and did work for him, he let me put a free ad in. And so I went and had this ad made up. I didn't make it. An intern that I was working with did. Someone from college at the time. And look what I did. You know, even back here, all I wanted to do is like, okay, let me sell you the website because it's the most lucrative. Free Facebook and Twitter, like they would react to this offer. But here's something that was interesting that I found out. Watch this ad and see if you pick up on this real quickly. So I ran that ad, and I also ran this one over here, which you can't really see, but there's something different on the bottom. See the bottom versus this bottom? And then over here, this one right here, right? Here's the original first one that I ran, right? We build you a professional business website. Small Business Deacon. It was interesting because when I went and tacked this on, hey, get a free listing, I was watching all these people. Sign up instead of calling my phone number. So instead of calling me, they're signing up for a free business listing. It was very interesting. And for those of you, that's the moment that the light bulb went boom. It wasn't that I just went and, got saved, got baptized, got my certificate in ministry, became the small business deacon, was going to go help and save the world and do everything so inexpensive for people. They didn't care. Nobody cared. So they don't care about you. They care about what's in it for them. What I saw, what the exact thing that really hit, it wasn't that, a free business listing. It was something that I was so much bigger. And I started noticing that because I wasn't just small business deacon, Aaron, the website digital marketer, but now I was something bigger. That I was this yellowpages.com. Like I was this Rhode Island Yellow Pages. I was bigger. And I was like, oh, I get it. Association. I know that very well because of my prior businesses, but I didn't put it together on my digital business. So I want you to start thinking about how can you make yourself appear bigger than you are? And I'll give you the answer right now so you don't have to figure it out. It's high level. We have our own proprietary, AI software that does this, to this, to this, to this, to this. I'll show you a landing page in just a moment of what I'm using. So if you're clever, you can go find it after we get off this live and go copy it because I already know somebody in this group did that, which they told me about it. And I was proud of them. Congratulations to you. You know who you are. They literally saw it in the URL and they went over and they copied it and they started using it. And they got leads and they got clients. But I want to show you this. I'm taking you on the journey, right? Because one of the things that I did, high level didn't exist back then. It didn't exist. And so what I went and did is I went and again, this is just going back on my history a little bit, is I went and built this thing called the Domains Hosted and Security, this business deacon. And all it was is I went and white labeled GoDaddy. I white labeled it, right? I white labeled it. If you scroll to the bottom here, you'll see down here something called a reseller programs. And so inside of these reseller programs, you literally resell the products with your brand. Like when I would talk to a small business owner, and I would tell them that, no, we have these service and this service and this service. They thought I was freaking huge, and I was literally had my own storefront. I still have it to this day. Some of you guys, because I get domains for $8, but I took off all the other features because I sell websites. I want you to use my hosting, not theirs, but you can resell hosting. You can resell anything you want. And so when you have this, people are like, oh my God, you're a GoDaddy partner. You're this big, like this monstrous thing. And yes. And so what does that mean? is that next thing you know, my $2.99 a month package starts to go to $4.99, $7.99. So what happens? I start actually getting really good skills, right? Really good skills. I went from one business owner to the next, getting results. That's where a lot of you, I think, are missing, is that you're trying to hit home runs out of the park. I don't know any baseball player out there that they became great because that's all they did. You got to hit these base hits to when you get started. You got to get into the game. What do we got here? Yvonne. So do you think it's key essential to give you a directory name that includes? Yeah, no, this isn't about directories, Yvonne, and I don't want to go down that subject right now. This isn't about directories. What this is about is total online presence management. Okay? This is about online presence management where I think all of you are missing it. I can't say all because I don't know everybody in here. I don't know everybody. I don't mean to like broad general. The people that are struggling. Okay. And again, I'm going to allude real quickly that you don't need to do all this other stuff. Like High Level has it all, right? It's got websites in it. It's got funnels in it. It's got email marketing in it. It's got marketing automation in it. You know, let's go talk that online presence stuff. So if we go back, I just got to move this because it keeps flipping over here and it's not fair. If we go over here and we look at mine, it's the whole thing. It's like, okay, hey, listen, buddy, like, you know, look how we started. Like, hey, I've got these packages, which it gets you going. And I don't think any of you guys, I haven't seen any of you ever do this. Packages. I'm not really sure why. Of course, this came after. But this was it. Very small. It was a way to like get going. And so this small business owner, great. I'm driving people to your website. And I'm proving it to you. I'm showing you right here. I'm showing you all this stuff. And you know, what do they say to me? What do you think they say to me? Oh, well, but I'm not getting any sales. Great. Because look at all the people going to your website. There must be something wrong with your website. Okay. And for those of you that this bell isn't going off, right? If it isn't going off, I'm not saying that you have to go build a website. Just set up a funnel. Say, listen, no problem. Let me set up a funnel. You can do it with High Level. If they have a WordPress website, you can add the plugin and pull the funnels in. If not, just put it on a subdomain. If you don't know how to do that, frickin' learn. You know, shut your Facebook off for, 30 minutes or an hour and just go and learn. Watch YouTube. It'll show you. Okay. So let's regroup here a minute. What I'm trying to explain to you guys is that in order to get to these larger numbers, there's basically kind of two ways. You can either get really good at one product and scale it, which is what you'll see a lot of people online, especially in the agency world, like, all right, we're doing 100,000 a month, right? Because they get good at one thing and they scale it. But it's usually really tough for you as the solopreneur, as the digital agency entrepreneur. When you're first getting started, it's actually the more complicated way. It really is. It's more complicated. Facebook ads is hard. I don't care. Don't let anybody fool you. I just had another one of my accounts restricted. Oh, because you didn't have your ID on it. Like, no, stupid. So dumb. So dumb. So I'm trying to show you here that if you're just getting started, you want to hit these numbers, get yourself to 400 a week. Okay. And as you get to 400, you start getting a couple of customers. Maybe now you get 4 customers. That's 1,600. You know what's going to happen is you're going to start getting results for these people. Once you start getting results and you can do it on a consistent basis, you can raise your prices. That's what I did. I started raising my prices. Okay. So how do you get to 4,000 a week? That's 16,000 a month, right? The way that I did it is I raised my price to 2,500. Okay. 2,500. And so now you're probably thinking like, wait a minute, Aaron, how can you go into a business and get that type of money, right? Well, here's what it is, folks. This online presence management stuff, it requires multiple people. Multiple people. These small business owners, they can't afford to hire a web guy on top of an ads guy, on top of a funnel building guy or girl, you know, on top of an email marketing person. So for me, I went and learned all the skills and used different softwares. You know, you all couldn't be more blessed at the moment to have high level, where you can literally do all of those functions inside of it. Literally. Everything inside of it. You can handle it all in there just by learning it. So let me go and talk to you about how do you go and get 2,500. So for those of you who need the math, okay, 2,500, right, times 6 equals. Great. I hit it. Great. This happens when you do stuff backwards, right? 2,500 times 6 is 15. Does everybody see that? How many in your mind right now? How many of you in your mind? Seriously, go with me for a minute here. How many of you said, "Oh, okay, Aaron, I get it. $299 a month, right? $299 a month, and I just showed you all the stuff that I'm doing. $299 a month. I could get 6 clients." It's the same process, the same thing, okay? You're not going to be able to go from $299 to $2,500 like that, okay? You got to go through the process. And so for me, as I went through my journey, you know, I started getting all these $299. The next, you know, I'm getting the $1,500 for the websites. Then I'm getting bigger and bigger clients. Let's go take a look. You know, as you start getting results, you know, for all the small guys, all these little small guys, you got an accountant, a restaurant, massage, HVAC, property management, e-com store, solar, digital marketer. I mean, we can go on in here. You know, you start getting these results. The next thing you know is you actually get something crazy goes. I know this is crazy, right? This is really crazy. You actually get confidence. Confidence. And you can start approaching other businesses because you're getting results on a consistent basis because you have a system, you have a process. You know, going over this packages, as I started doing this, I had a very, very consistent process. I know it's small, but after this, you realize that setting up the foundation and then pouring traffic on it. At the time, for me, I used Google Ads. I was a big Google Ads person. Google Ads. And so you start going from here. And so now let me show you something. See like this client right here? This is a law office who does not have an internal digital marketing team. Okay? They do not have an internal digital marketing team. And so I'll tell you what happened. I'm going to give you the exact answer. How did that client come about? Because this is where I didn't imagine my head going, well, let me jump, because most of you guys can fathom. I've seen you fathom that you could probably charge $1,200. You see others doing it, right? You see others out there that are charging $1,200. My students are doing that. I understand that you can grasp that in your head, but I know this concept of $2,500 seems very hard for you. So I'm going to break it down for you. Think of in terms of like these attorneys. I did it with the restaurants. They have to go hire somebody. How did I find that client? How did I find the client that was paying me $8,000 a month? And how did I get $8,000 a month? Right? How? It's because I compared myself to the cost of hiring multiple employees. Mr. Business Owner, in order to get somebody to come in here and manage your website for you, 15 day and age, $15 minimum wage, right? I can go to Burger King right now and get $14. I go to Dunkin' Donuts. You're going to be at $20 an hour. You got to be. Just use that number. 20 times 40 hours is $800, right? Does everybody see that? That's one employee. One. Does anybody want to do the math on that? $800 times 4 weeks in a month. That's $3,200. So in order for them to bring in one college grad to come over here and go Facebook post, post on their Facebook or do something like that, they're going to cost them $800 a week. And they know that that college person is not going to have, funnel skills, email marketing skills, website skills, all these other stuff that you guys can be doing inside high level, right? So when I go and approach them like, hey, Mr. Business Owner, like I specifically approached that law firm because they were hiring for somebody to come into their office and help manage their website. I showed up, showed my history. I demonstrated proficiency. I said, look, here's what I've done for Tom, Dick, Harry, Sally, Jesse, and Mary. The clients that I had, right? That's not their real names. But saying, here's what I did. Here's what I did here. You don't need to hire somebody to come into this office so that I can sit over there and you can stare at me and I can suck air and pay me as an employee, worry about health benefits, insurance benefits, all this crazy stuff. And moreover, let me show you how I built, not only did I build this ad campaign, but I set up their Google Analytics for them, but I'm also doing, Facebook ads for them, a little bit of Facebook stuff. And I'm doing this email marketing thing for them, this follow-up. And now for you guys, this automation thing that business owners are not going to be able to handle. I can do all this for you compared to where it's going to take you're going to need to go hire multiple people. If one employee costs $3,200 a month, does anybody know how much two cost? 64? 64 plus 32 is what? 96? If I'm replacing four people, 8,000 is a good deal. I was replacing a lot more for that one. But generally speaking, how can you go from getting 2,500, 3,500, 4,500, 5,000 a month from these small business owners? That's how. So let's put this all in perspective. I hope that you start to see that point, that if you expand your offering to cover their entire online presence for them, you can increase the price. You're replacing multiple employees. You become more valuable. Over time, you're going to learn, like, look, well, you all know this. You don't need this. You're all in high level, right? Most of you. High level has all these damn functions built into it. You don't need to use multiple software like I used to do. I had to use multiple things. WordPress websites, Infusionsoft's Infusionsoft automation, Hootsuite social media. I had to use multiple. You guys got one, all in one. So you can clearly see how it's possible that you could manage 6 yourself. 6. And what did we say that? Let's do the math here. 6 times 2,500 gets you the 15, which is slightly right about your 4,000 a week. 4,000 a week, I know. I hope a couple of bells and lights are going off, because that is a really, really incredible number to reach. It really is. But hopefully I showed you that it's really not that impossible. It's actually quite easy. If you start going down, it's not going to happen overnight. Mine didn't. It took me, 3 years to get there. You know what I mean? You go through the process. I'm not saying it's going to take you guys 3 years. High level just literally just like accelerated this whole process. Plus, I had to figure it out. As I was coming up in 2014, 2015, all of this world didn't exist that we have right here. These Facebook, these gurus, the softwares, all this different stuff. I mean, technology is flying. You have such an advantage. So let's just say that, you've seen that number now. What if you fall short and only do half? Ooh, 2,000 a week. Oh, that's rough. That's rough. For some of you, what if you fall really short and it's only 1,000 a week? That'd probably be a lot to most of you, I'm assuming. So I want you to kind of just put things in perspective. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. I did say that I would show you a couple of things that I'm doing here. So let me go ahead and show you a couple of things real quickly because I promised you. So boom, let me add this. What I promised you was, number one, was my... Oh, and I have a surprise for you. If you guys stick around to the end, I won't make you wait that much longer, but just stick around. I want to show you. So for all of you, I just have a different spin on my agency. My agency is now called Webinly. It was Small Business Deacon, which it still is. And so long story short here is an opportunity for you guys to start using. We all know about this, right? So mine's called Demi. But guess what it is? Whoa, what's our Demi system? When you approach small business owners, right? You approach small business owners and say, whoa, like we have our own proprietary blah, 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 marketing automation CRM, right? We have our own CRM. It has this built in. Oh, yeah, that's right. And you have your name on it. You appear much bigger. And I'm not saying that you need to appear much bigger as like, it's putting more confidence into the person that you're talking to. Like this person must know what the frick they're doing because they have this other stuff that's theirs. And so if you have this stuff, you automatically get that little check mark on their box. Like when I did with my domains, my reseller, right? Reseller. I'd come over here and I'm like, yeah, I'm a reseller. I have all this different stuff. Like I'm showing that I'm proficiency. And so here's, one of the ways that you can start aiming for, $2.99 a month. It's where I started, right? Right here. Mine was $2.99 a month. There it is. And I was doing diddly squat. And people love this. They still do. They just want to be out there. They want to be present. But now you have this super CRM that you guys could be signing people up for $297 with all these fancy, dancy, crazy things in here, all this stuff. All right. So that's one thing I wanted to show you. And then the other thing that I wanted to talk to you about real quickly is I can't stress enough, guys. It's sad that the digital marketing community on Facebook has put a bad light on websites. It's sad. It's sad. That one marketer could literally disrupt you all and derail you all. I'm sorry, but he has derailed you all of just how many doors can open and what it can do for you financially. And I really would recommend that you all give a second consideration to websites because there's a perceived value to them that are so expensive. Business owners will pay you a good amount for this. I continue to get them and just keep getting them. And so if this can be a door opener for you, but you don't want to deal with it anymore, I just want to let you know that we've opened up something for my students, and I'm going to open it up for anybody in this group. Okay. I'm going to open up for anybody in this group because you're going to see that if you don't really have the tech skills and you're afraid of high level, or you're frustrated with it because, it is what it is, all these technicalities and stuff, guys, please start basic. Like Yeah, helping them get set up. Make sure they have some good pictures. I just showed you how to get those over on ThemeForest, Graphic River. Tell them that you'll post, open up. You can open up these things and use Hootsuite. Just get your foot in the door at a small number, And then, you can go and potentially do something like this. And so with that being said, we are offering done for you websites. Okay. You're going to need to either write this down because it's not public. Okay. But done for you websites. So if you get to this point and you're like, yeah, okay, wow, Aaron, hey, I can go make 1,500. We're doing done for you websites if you want. And because I have Renzo back with me for a limited time. If you guys don't know who Renzo, he's been with me for like 3 years, helped me build Insutanto. He's been always the backbone of doing a lot of the laborious stuff. The kid even landed a city himself. He landed the city of Santa Barbara. But if you want, he's willing to do them. Okay, it's gonna, it's not going through. I'm not taking any money. I'm not taking any money out of this. I'm getting no money for this. But he will go ahead and build one for you for $347. With that being said, if you don't have yourself an agency website so that you can go and start stacking all your testimonials on them and all this different stuff, maybe you're using High Level. You might be. If you are, then that's fine. Continue using it. But if you're not, and you want your own on a WP based, and not to toot my own horn, but my websites load within 1 second. They're super powered. There's no one around that can touch me with WordPress. Okay. I know all the bells and whistles. I know how to make it all happen. And so my site's my whole network. But if you want that, you're welcome to do that. This is the link. Just book a call with him and get on the call with him right here. It's going to go right to his calendar. So here, I'll go and put this down for you real quickly, just so you have it. But I really want to invite you to, really, those of you that are just getting started, is to think this through. Okay. Understand that you can start here with no skills. And as you start getting skills, the price goes up. You start tacking on extra things. And then you start going after replacing employees. That's the key to it. That's the key. Replacing employees. And if you need to see this, if you guys need to see this on a more, if you're requiring more, if you desire more, there is a on my channel, I'm not sure how that's going to, there is a playlist, and this playlist says Digital Agency Secrets right here. This playlist, Digital Agency Secrets, right here, I actually literally go through it. How to pitch and close the small business owners. I literally give you how to pitch them, how to close them. Okay. It's all right there. How to pitch them, how to close them. There's also some really other good stuff in here, like, how to find leads on Indeed, Craigslist. This is how I got those clients. It's how I got the one for 8. It's how I got the one for 25. It's how I got the one for 45. Craigslist. They're looking for help. I swoop in and I tell them that I can do everything for you. So anyways, all of these things are over here if you are interested. And then right here, I literally give you how to speak to and close small business owners. What words you should be saying. All this little different stuff. And you'll see I even come with my nice little awesome diagrams, right? Where's my little sticky diagrams? This one doesn't have them in my diagrams, but this one does right here. But anyways, go through here and I'll show you, to make, and if it makes it more demonstratable, this way you guys can understand it. Okay. All right. Let me go ahead and pause here. I'll take it. Let me get a couple of questions here. We've got, oh, that's right. You wanted to see the $299 package. What do you got here? What? Okay. For that $299 package, hold on a minute. Boom. So this is what she's asking. For the $299 package, let me just close out some of my my windows here. I get tab ADD. For that $299 package, do you outsource the blog and the newsletter, or do you provide that? Wonder if it cuts into our hard cost. Oh, so again, this is something that I did way back. And I would tell you right now, what I actually did is, as I started getting more clients, right? I'll sign up for the $299. I paid a college intern. I put it on Craigslist. So I didn't get on Craigslist. I was connected to the local college. but you can put it on Craigslist, whatever it is. And I paid them to come to my office for 4 hours, 1 day a week. Okay. 4 hours for 1 day a week. And for those of you like blog and newsletter, like, dude, you all are missing it right now. If you're not using, if you're not using this, and I'm not going to go link you, whatever, my whole, but you need to go learn about this. I mean, this thing, dude, like it writes you, you don't have to ever worry about writing again. Okay. You don't have to ever worry about writing again. Just go use Conversion AI and it spits it all out. It's going to cost you about $100 a month. Can't even tell you. It's amazing. But, you know, for me, I brought in a college intern and I bought what's called PLR, private label rights. I bought content. I bought articles, 5,000 articles for like $50. That's what I did. All right. I think that's about it. All right. So I hope you guys, you know, took something out of this. If you have questions, feel free to comment. If you're catching this on my YouTube channel, come on over to our Facebook group. Come on over to our Facebook group. Okay. Feel free to ask me direct questions. I'll be in here. I'm always, you know, available to answer these direct questions for you and show you, you know, and show you the path. So, all right, folks, thanks so much for being around. Appreciate you. Have a good day.